Well, hello again everybody, this is Kui from the Import Forums bringing you what we could say is a very long and overdue review on a piece I've already reviewed. Now I suppose I could say that this is a companion piece, reply to an existing video, a whole new review, call it what you want, but this is a new review for my Sideshow 1.1 scale Terminator 2 Endoarm. Now first off, I just want to apologise with the delay in getting this done. It's been, I think, well over a year since my last video review. I do apologise, but hopefully you guys have seen on my YouTube channel page that I have posted I have a new camcorder which I'm using now, so hopefully the sound quality and definitely the picture quality can be better for you guys. And it means I've got, I think, from this one a further 4 more video reviews to come. Okay, so keep an eye out for those, and I'd appreciate any information or any advice you could give me on this. Now let's get started. I'm not going to say too much about this, other than that obviously the first review that I did for this piece, let's just say it wasn't exactly complimentary. When I first received this a couple of years ago, needless to say I was so excited to get it. When I finally got it, I wasn't overly impressed by it, and after that I ended up selling the thing and thought no more of it. And then as time went on, I thought, no, I want to get it back to really complete my Terminator 2 collection. Got it for a reasonable price off eBay. I mean, these can go for anywhere between sort of 500 quid and up to £1,500, and I paid in between that. Let's just say, I'm not going to say the full figure, but I got off a nice guy from London, picked it up, completely mint condition, over the moon with it. And needless to say, now that I have it back for the second time, I love it, and I would say this is an absolute must for any Terminator 2 or Terminator collector out there. It's an absolute must. Now, what I do want to say is, going away from the piece of the arm itself, because I've already reviewed that in a previous review, which turns out to be my most popular watched video, over 18,000 views, so thank you ever so much, I really appreciate it. I hope this one becomes just as popular. I'm not going to go into the specs of it because obviously I've done that before. Now, what I do want to say is, what you might notice is there's a tube over this arm. Okay, now this is an acrylic tube. Let me just pan down, as you can see here. Now this is a different base. Now this base is, or has been made by my good friend Russ, or should I say Russ Replicas. Now obviously I've reviewed a couple of pieces of stuff that he's made for me from T2, and I'll have another one to do from him, but this is a base that he has made completely out of aluminium. Okay, now when I say it's heavy, it's bloody heavy. It's been hollowed out on the underside to make it a bit lighter, but it's still very heavy, and as you can see here, let me try and get a bit of a close-up for you. You know, you've got all the markings on here, on the side of this. You know, it's much more screen accurate than what Sideshow's base was. Okay, now I'm not going to say that it's cheap because it's not cheap, but you know, I wanted a tube for it, and to find an acrylic tube for the Endoarm is nigh on impossible. When you're looking at sort of to get a custom one made for between £200 to £300 in the UK. My other option was to go for this base which Russ had made, and have his tube that he supplies with it, and it works out to be a very affordable price compared to buying an acrylic tube on its own. Okay, needless to say, this sets the piece off immensely. It really makes the piece complete. You know, when it's sat in your cabinet with your Endo score, which I hope you would have seen in my test video I've done recently, it really sets it off. And the tube is a must. I mean, if you can get hold of one of the, I think it was Lucas Francis Studios who originally made this Endoarm for Sideshow, they used to produce a tube for it, and it was quite cheap. I think it worked out about 60 quid delivered to the UK. They pop up on eBay from time to time. Before I bought this base off Russ, I was in contact with Lucas Francis Studios. I think it was Paul Francis I was in contact with, and he said that, you know, they did offer them, but the initial stock they had ran out, and there was no more need for them because they had to buy all this acrylic in bulk to get the cost down. So, I mean, by all means, you can give the guy an email. You'll find this on his website. Just whack in Google Lucas Francis Studios, and you're about to see on there, and give them a guy, contact him and see what they say. But it pops up on eBay from time to time. And they say it really sets the piece off. Now, what I want to show you is now, it's going to shake the shaky cam for a moment, but I want to show you what this base looks like compared to the Sideshow base. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab the other base now. Just going to stick it next to this one. Right, okay, now let me show you this base. So as you can see, in terms of size, obviously the base that Russ has created is smaller in terms of width and height. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like the Sideshow base, but I've always said that the name plaque was unnecessary because it just isn't needed. And I say it's not in the film. You want to be as screen accurate as possible. I don't understand why they did that for. So let me just show you up to the top. I mean, look at the difference in material. Obviously, the Russia's one is just fantastic. And let me just show you. Obviously, the markings on the top, and try and bring it into comparison with the aluminium one. Okay, so there, this is the Sideshow one. Let's bring it around here, and this is Russ's one. Now, what I like about Russ's one is, even though it looks smaller, and when I first had it displayed, I must admit it looked very, very strange. Thinking, this looks smaller, but again, it really is so much better. I can't stress how much better it is. And I would seriously advise, if you're interested in this type of thing, I would seriously advise sending Russ an email. You can go on his website, www.rbreplicas.co.uk. Send Russ an email inquiring about this because it's a must. For any Endoarm owner out there, if you're wanting to enhance your collection, the base and tube is an absolute must. So I think that's really all I've got to say about this at the moment. But there'll be some more video reviews very, very soon. Any questions, as always, shoot me a message on YouTube, or you can find me at the Import Forums, which is www.theimportforums.com. And I will speak to you all again soon. Rightio, bye!